Hello, Auntie's Favorites. It's your Auntie Kathy here. Okay, so today we're going to do a little get ready with me. I am going out to hang with my girls and some guys and some kids. Actually, I'm going to a sort of kind of Bible study type thing. I'm really going to enjoy this. I'm glad to be getting out and socializing and not stressing out and sitting around worried. So go out and do something that I enjoy. So what we're going to do today is just a homegirl beat on the face. We're going to just do simple makeup, nothing, no foundation or anything like that. Just something simple, eyes, cheeks, lips, that's it. And because I'm wearing my hair short, I don't have anything else to do. Now, what I do want to start with is putting a little, I've been using some cocoa and shea butter on my face, just kind of getting skin prepped up for a number of reasons. Well, for one, you just should take care of your skin, period. They say black don't crack. Sometimes it does. So you got to do some things to maintain. I like cocoa butter and shea butter. It's natural. It kind of fits with my face because menopause has made my skin very moody. I am a little oily, a little dry, so make everybody happy. And it holds the makeup very well. Gives me a nice dewy, glowy look. I like that. Natural. Had a friend, he liked to say that he liked my skin, my face when I'm natural. I kind of agree. So let's move on to some other things. The sort of kind of Bible study types gathering I'm going to this evening is a part of a group or a faith. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but it's called Baha'i. Now you say, what is Baha'i? So, because I'm learning and you're going to learn with me, I went on their website, Baha'i.org, and what it says here is that Baha'i faith inspires individuals and communities as they work to improve their own lives and contribute to the advancement of civilization. They believe that there is a higher power, and it goes by many names. God, Allah, Muhammad, there are many names, and they have different leaders, and the written leader, he's not a leader, but the one who has been writing about Baha'i, who created it, is Balu. I have to practice saying it because I'm learning. And when we learn, sometimes we have to go back to our notes and figure out what we're going to say. So, the name of their spiritual guide is called, and I can't read, right? So, what would you do? Would you put on your glasses, or you sit there and strain? No, you put on glasses. So, in here, his name is Baha'u'llah, Baha'u'llah, BAHA-U-LL-A-H, Baha'u'llah. I think that's pretty good. I did good. One of his sayings says, "He who is Lord, the all-merciful, cherished in his heart the desire of beholding the entire human race as one soul and one body." Now, I don't know what you believe in, I'm not trying to get you to believe in anything. This is a personal journey for me, but I'm all about love and peace and humanity, all that stuff that people are afraid to show, but we need more of. Well, I have decided to, study and find out if this fits me, and I think it does, because they believe that, there is a God, a higher power, an almighty that services all of us, and we should not be divided by different names, divided by different organizations, the way they pray, the way that they sing. It's all the same, because we all want to be blessed by the best. And that's the journey we're on. So now we're going to multitask and do this and talk. Now, this is my e.l.f. lip plumper. You say, what the heck do you need a lip plumper from? Well, because I am dentally challenged, sometimes you have to make things, the stutter is back, excuse me. Sometimes it has to make, it helps with the lips, bottom line. So putting it on now, while I'm prepping the rest of my face, gives it time to work, and by the time I get to putting on my liner and my gloss, they'll be exactly where I need them to be. So, what we're going to go in with first, I think that we should do the eyes first. What do you guys think? Think it's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to start, because I am wearing gray and black this evening. I'm going to do sort of a silvery color on my eyes now. I'm going to put on some base, and my base is what is that? Bare Minerals. I use a combination of different things because I'm poor and I have to. And one day when I am not so much financially challenged, I will go to a store or order online, and I will get myself some name brand products. Not necessarily have to, because all name brand makeup products are not great on everybody's skin, and I happen to be one of those people. Sometimes the less expensive brands work better, and I support that. There's no judgment here. If you use makeup from Family Dollar, or you use makeup from Amazon or Sephora, or wherever, as long as you're using it correctly, I don't see where it matters how much it costs, or all of that, the name on it. It just doesn't work for you, and it works for me. So as I am placing base on my eyes, that's some good news. That's some good news. And I don't really want to brag, because I don't want to jinx it up. I don't think you should jinx blessings for God. But, I have been struggling for about a year, being homeless. And a long time ago, probably about 6-7 months ago, I decided that I was going to make my situation a lesson and not a terrible situation. Even though homelessness is not good, it's not fun, it's not easy, and if you make it through it, you definitely been blessed by the best, because it is not fun. So I got an apartment. My son and I are going to move in about a week or two, more like a week, but Like I said, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx it. But yes, yes, yes. And you know, the funny thing about it is, I'll tell you something. We're going to do some black for our crease, just to give it some dimension. And I'm going to blend it with my finger, like this. So, way back yonder, back when I first met my husband, before I was a mom and all these great things, you know, I used to be just daughter. I lived at home, you know, I was very sheltered, you know, very well taken care of, everything was planned out. And, you know, when I met my husband, you know, he was the bad boy and I was the good girl, you know, the church girl, well, church girl. I went to church, I prayed, all that good stuff, but don't take my innocence for granted. Needless to say, I went from my parents' house to my first apartment, and that's where, you know, I started, you know, dating my husband. And, you know, I went from pretty much my mother's house to my husband, my family home. And, oh, white tea. Good. Very good. And yes, I am drinking out of my crystal jar for all my, if you know, you know. That's the bottom line. If you know, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with a good jar. With some good hot tea. That's good. Now, needless to say, I had not had an apartment in my name for myself for so long. I mean, literally, I had not had my own apartment since, oh geez, let's say 1992. Yeah, about 1992. So getting this apartment in my name, it's not my son's, it's not any of my other children, not my husband's, because he's gone, so it can't be his. But it just feels good to have this part of my life come about, because you know, when you struggle, you never really know. Oh, this eyeshadow is looking. You never really know when you're going to be back on your feet. You don't know when the next ball is going to drop. All you can do is have faith and believe that God will pull you through it. So everything that has happened in the last year, let's just take that year, this last year of being homeless, and you know, He has taken that and turned the tragedy into the testimony. Having this apartment is just sealing the deal. You know, it feels so good to say we don't have to be in a motel anymore. We can get mail where we are that belongs to us and just us. You know, setting up home. Some people find it stressful. I find it very relaxing to be able to put things in their own place where they need to be, where you want them to be, you know, to be able to get up and go just in your kitchen and cook your meals, and not to say that I am taking the motel life for granted, because with a rice cooker, a microwave, and a little refrigerator, we made a lot happen, okay? So that's needed, but it's just nothing to being in your home, in your space. It belongs to you, and we are really looking forward to that. You know, my son has some plans and looking at work over in the area we're moving to, because we've lived over there before and we're kind of familiar. close to my doctor's offices, the universities, hospitals, just everything. It's prime location, and I'm really pleased that that is happening. So now I put on some silver. I know, silver? Some silver eyeshadow, but it's not like shimmery silver, but more like a matte gray, and that's kind of where we're going. So in the corners, I'm going to put like a pearlescent white, and it's by the Saharan 2 by Juvia's, and we're going to go that one. I use it a lot, so you can see it's really warm. So we're going to take that and we're going to put that right in there. Why do we always pull our lips down like this when we close our eyes, put our makeup on? It's really strange. It's something that I think about. You know, do you ever do that? Do you ever, like if you're putting on your makeup or you're washing dishes, doing something, and you're just like, why do I do that? Why do I squint my eyes in the dark? Don't make no sense. But maybe it does for you. I'm still wondering, does anybody else do this when you're putting on your makeup? Because it's not like we're actually stretching our face, but it's what we do. All right, well, we like that, we like that. We like that shimmer in the corner. It brightens up your eyes. It looks really good, I like it. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. The other side. You all know I used to sing when I was younger. My parents got me vocal lessons. I had 2 private tutors at 2 different times, but I had private tutors. I sang in a very famous choir, St. Paul's Cathedral Girls Choir, a long time ago. And if you don't know about them, check them out. They're online. But I used to sing in that choir, and my parents knew that I was very interested in my voice, and apparently I must have a little talent because they really invested in it, and it became like a passion to me. I really looked into who I was and how it made me feel, and music made me feel good. You know, there's something about music that kind of warms the soul and, you know, helps you relay how you're feeling sometimes. And like I said, I took into music really, really well. I actually went to school for music, and I still love music. And even though life has gone by and things have happened and my voice is not the same anymore, because if you can believe, this deep voice was actually a soprano at one time. I mean, I was hitting high notes, but now, not so much. But I still enjoy humming around the room, and when I'm in my home, I sing when I'm cleaning or cooking or whatever, because it brings me a great deal of joy, and it just makes my heart happy. So a little bit about me. We're going into the background of Auntie Kathy, and who is she? So, you know, I am looking into getting into my spiritual life, faith. I have always wanted to be able to choose where my religious journey went. You know, I went to an Episcopalian church growing up, and very much like the Catholic faith, much higher services than some other faiths. And, you know, I jokingly call them the baby Catholics, because the services are similar, some of the prayers are similar, and I just, you know, the expectations are similar. And my grandmother went to a CME, which is a Christian Methodist Episcopalian, and their church was a lot longer, and they were, I don't know, it was more gospel music, a lot of reading, a lot of prayers. And I liked it because I liked the energy that was in the room with people who were actually sincere, that weren't jumping around just to make attention, but to actually feel the spirit. I felt that. So, I've had experiences with non-denominational churches, and I am at the point where I am just looking for a community of faithful people that kind of vibe like I vibe, and I think because I have a musical background that there's something about the Baha'i faith. The prayers are very lyrical. They kind of flow, and I feel that, and I receive that, and I think that this is actually what I need. I have visited different types of church, and nothing has made me feel like this. When I went to a non-denominational church, I thought I was getting the same kind of feeling, but there's something about Baha'i that really interests me. When my friend Nora Bean, when she introduced me to the Baha'i faith, at first I was kind of like, okay, that sounds interesting. And I'd ridden by the Baha'i Center here in Ohio a few times and really didn't know what it was about. I thought it was just a mosque. And because Baha'is, the origin of Baha'i, and I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. As we pack this makeup on. Okay. Let's see. Where? Okay, it's there. They started in it says the 19th century, so it's not as old as some of the other faiths, but it's considered a newer faith. And Baha'u'llah wanted a vision of a better world. And with that came the writings that he wrote. And I have so much reading to do, y'all. You just have no idea. I have to sit down with you and just read some passages one day, just so you can understand when I say lyrical and how they kind of sing to you. It's really beautiful. Okay, so I am looking for. Okay, I believe that it's Palestinian. It began in Palestine. It is not. I'm not Muslim. I'm not converting or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You believe what you need to believe, and you pray the way you need to pray. But there are similarities in the teachings and the writings that we use, and I say we because I am looking forward to being a part of this particular group of people in this community, because they are warm, wonderful people, and I've met some, just in this short time, met some really, really good people, and that's what you need in your life. I think that, trusting in this group, this faith, is what God is appreciating in me right now. He said, let me lead you. If you follow me, I will get you where you need to be. I'll put people in your life that you need to be in your life. And that is what's happening. And I'm grateful to my friend for bringing me into the fold, because I needed it. I needed this community, and I've been saying this for the longest time. That's what I needed. And here we are. Yay for me, yay for the world. Because if I'm happy, I'm pretty sure those around me will be happy. I think I messed up, y'all. But you know what? This doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to the club. I'm just going to hang out with some friends, talk about community, and talk about, the things that are going on. I am going to lightly go through this and kind of blend this up a little bit more. Just want it to be between the white gold, the silver, and the black. I just want it to all be kind of blended in. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Alrighty, so now we're going to brush up these eyebrows and get them ready for a little something. I know one day I'm going to get on here and I am going to actually do my eyebrows. Shake them, There's a method you can use to, line your eyebrows up with your eyes and be able to have the perfect brow. And I really want to do that. So I want to start using this brow wax to keep your eyebrows neat. I think that would look really good. Okay, so we've got them detangled and going where they need to go. We're going to go in and declutter these eyelashes so we can put a little mascara on. Got to make them bat. We like when the eyes are expressive. They the eyes are the window to the soul. To the soul? To the soul. Yes. I like for them to give me, I like my eyes to look nice, I think that is one of my nicer assets, so I'm told, and, I feel like that they are telling me the truth. Okay. What kind of mascara? This is Maybelline. Is this Maybelline? I think this is Maybelline. It is Maybelline. And this is Colossal Waterproof, which is good because sometimes when you're talking to people about your story, you can get a little emotional. At least I do. And sometimes it's nice not to look like a raccoon. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just nice to have a nice build up. I tried to put on some lashes, y'all. And I was telling my son about it as I was peeling the eyelashes off the bottom of my foot. I tried to put them on, looked like I was being attacked by two caterpillars. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. I don't do eyelashes on myself well. I can do eyelashes on someone else, but on myself that was a fail. So next time I choose to do that, I will consult a professional because this girl was on fire. My eyes were burning. The glue was wrong, and I was just a hot mess. So I just go basic, which is not basic. I still a little bit of a baddie, but or a goodie, whatever way you want to say it. But regular mascara to build up my eyelashes seem to work well. And like I said, I'm not going for a full face makeup. I just want to accentuate the positive, and that's what mascara does for me. So, this thing right here, I guess when my nails were done, I feel better about it. Don't think it looks as cute with my little sausages and unpainted fingernails. That's the next time we'll work on the nails, promise. So, my friend will be here to pick me up, and she leaves the park with her husband and son, which I think is really nice. Spring has sprung, people are outside, and that's where I'm going to be this year. Well, from now on, I got to get back into my social duties, get back out in the world and network. Speaking of networking, y'all, I did something. You want to know what it is? If you don't, then you can just log off, because I'm telling everybody else. So I decided to increase my presence and start an online store. So I am with Linktree now, and I will put it in the description. check me out. I've got great stuff in my store for everybody, you know, and especially my girls who are gray. You know, it's hard for us to find wigs and affordable, you know, weave and things like braiding hair for our gray hairs. So I have a lot of colors on my site for weaves, wigs, hair pieces, all of that. I've got clothes and makeup, just a lot of stuff. I'm going to be adding more to it. You know, skincare. I'm going to be adding more household items. So check out my store, support your gal, because I'm trying to get my bag up like everybody else, because being poor it's not a flex, and we're not going to do that no more. We're trying to get some things going. So needless to say, yes, I started a Linktree, and at first I was kind of like, I've seen other people and it just looks kind of dry. I decided to make mine really pop, and I like it. I feel really good about it. You know, everything on there is linked, and like I said, I'm going to put all of my information for my Linktree down in the description. Now, when you go to the Linktree, I've got links to all of my social media. We've got my email, we've got my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, and my Facebook. So if you say that you tried to reach out and you couldn't find a way, then that's not telling the story, because, you know, I left you everything but my phone number. So reach out, let's talk. I'm also starting conversations with Auntie Kathy. You can call me on a Google Meet site, and we'll talk for about 15 minutes. You know, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, just to vent. You know, there are other people out there with same life that I'm living, you know, chronic illnesses. I have lupus and fibromyalgia. You know, there are people out there with ostomies. I have a colostomy. I'm dentally challenged. I am 58 years old, widowed. I've got a lot of things. I'm a crafter. I've got some mental illness because I am just things that have happened in the last maybe 20 years, and some things from childhood, you know, they stick with you, and sometimes you need somebody to talk to, and I've had the benefit of doing that, so I know, you know, that it's helpful. So, you know, you can go over there, and for $20.25, we can have a conversation and meet up and talk about whatever you need to get off your chest. That's one thing I can tell you. I'm a listener. If you need to talk and you just need somebody to hear your words, I can be the ear if that's what you need. So, needless to say, go over and check me out on my Linktree. I keep trying to say LinkedIn, but you can check me out on my LinkedIn too, Catherine Daniels. Go check me out. All of that information down in the description. Come in and check me out. You see some things on there that might be interesting to you, for me, for you. So send me a message. Send me a message. I respond to everybody unless you're ignorant. And if you're ignorant, I'm going to report you. I'm just saying. So needless to say, that's that. So I think that we have concluded with the eye section of this little makeup journey. So next, we're going to use my Avon Smooth Minerals. Avon products. I'm selling those too. So if you're looking for some Skin So Soft, some jewelry for your grandchildren or whatever, Avon has everything. Household goods, clothing, men's, women's, children, makeup, skincare, fragrances, you name it, they have it. They have evolved. So this is some really good old school makeup from them. And I really like it because it kind of melts into my skin. You don't want your blush to just sit on your face and kind of look like somebody took a sidewalk chalk and just drew it on your face. That's not cool, y'all. That's not cool. So we're going to take and lightly make that C shape right into the eyebrow, right on the cheek. I like that. This color is just really, really, it's hard to find your color. And when you do, you're just like excited. I'm going to use this sparingly because I don't want it to go away, because you don't know if you ever find that same color again. But here we go, up into the eye, do that C, right around the temples, onto the cheekbone, letting it all in, letting it melt into your skin. You know, I hear people say this when I'm watching videos. I'm like, why are they talking like that? And I find myself talking like that too. So there's that. That looks nice. I think that looks good, don't you guys? You think it looks nice? It looks good. Let me know in the comments. If it looks bad, let me know in the comments, and we'll see if we can switch it up. If you have any suggestions, let your girl know. Let your girl know. Let your girl know. So now, right here, we're going to put a bronzer. This is my Rosa Italiana. This is by Milani. So let's open this girl up. Okay, am I challenged? Why can't I open it up? I'm acting like I have some issues. What in the Evo Rising? Oh, it's new. Still has some packaging on it. Alright, so here she is, Rosa Italiana. Ooh, she's pretty. Alright, so we're just gonna take a little bit of that. We're gonna bring it right here. Right here. Just to brighten things up a little bit. It's not too much. And I like to put a little on my nose, especially when I'm not contouring. Just kind of brightens it up. And right here is this part of your lip, if you didn't know, is called the Cupid's bow. And if you've ever seen a Cupid picture and they're pulling the arrow, the bow, it looks like the top of your lip. And that's why they call it the Cupid's bow. I know some things. Y'all. But a little bit there to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. And that's that. So now, for our lips, I'm really not trying to put anything big on my lip. I'm not trying to go reds and orange and blues and greens. I think that what I would like to do is take my lip stain and my Burt's Bees. I'm going to take these two. My Burt's Bees is in the color Rose. No. And because it's like a chapstick type thing, it's pigmented, but it's not highly pigmented, so it gives you more of a natural lip. And so my pencil, I'm using CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain. And it is in the color, I don't even know because I can't read this writing, but small. Tinta Labira, I think that's what it's called. Can you see that? I don't even think it's in English. It's French, so you would say it's pretty, and that's all we need to know. If I can't pronounce it right now, we'll work on it later. I'm having a hard time with pronouncing a whole lot of things. So we're going to take this. I'm just going to outline lips, and lips good, nice and full enough. I used to be really self-conscious about the way my lips look. I was teased coming up because I did not have very full, voluptuous lips. But I've learned to adjust, and then when Lucas took my teeth and I had to get work done, which I'm working on now, when you lose your teeth, your gut, you really take for granted the fact that if you don't have teeth, it's just hard to digest your food, it's hard to eat, it's hard to do a lot of things, but it's hard, your structure of your face changes. And it has made my top lip kind of flatten out. And, you know, I really struggle. I'm still struggling. I'm still working on it. You know, feeling comfortable about wearing my lipsticks and things, with my lips being like they are. Not to say I don't love the way I look. I can appreciate the way I look, you know, but I am learning to work with my lips the way they look so that they look nice. And the thing about this lip stain, once it's on for several hours. So once I put it on once, I don't have to put it back on again. If I drink something, it's not going to come off on the glass or anything like that. So, I mean, that's a good thing. Then we're going to take the Burt's Bees, and I love this because it's really moisturizing. It keeps my lips from being chapped. So I got a little bit like this. Very shuffle. We're not going to be fancy and get the, you know, the brush that you apply your lipstick with. And you got to get the buffer and you got to get lit. No, we just putting it off just like you would if we were sitting in the car or whatever. Alrighty, well, now the next part is we need to make sure the hair is done. Okay. Oh, look, it's done. What? That was funny. You're not laughing? Why? Laugh. It was funny. Anywho, we are going to try on some of the jewelry that I have made to decide what pieces I'm going to wear, what fits with my look today. So first we're going to go for the chandelier black, white, and gray. I really love these earrings. And with me having such a short haircut, you know, dangly, long, earrings that are kind of, you know, big, not too big. Well, any earring, you know, I wear everything. Can you get some? Right, okay. That's like we've done this before, Kathy. Okay, how do we feel about these earrings? Do we like? I like them. I think they look good. And we're going to try these other style on that I made. These are part of the collection. If you are interested in any of the pieces that you see in any of my videos, please let me know and we can make arrangements for them to be yours. Okay, let's try these. These are a different type of chandelier, but I saw these in a movie and I liked the whole concept of going from the smaller to larger beads. That's one. Let's try these one over here. And this would be option 2. So you tell me, what do you like best? And I guess, you know, maybe these are 2 dresses right now. I think that these are more for, you know, if I'm going to a more formal event. Okay, so that's sealed, and we are going to go with chandeliers. Alrighty, so now, not too much else to do, but what we are going to do is shine up the hair a little bit. I don't have any oil machine right now because I'm home. So we're going to use the Softy castor oil, and we're just going to take about this much. We're going to rub it in our hands, let the heat from your hands melt it, and then we're just going to do like that. Just add a little shine, anything that's fly away. And I'm not one of those people who, I'm not in denial. I know that baby hairs are for babies, but it looks cute on some people. And what I found, I'm too old for. Oh, that's cute. So let's make it just look nice. I just like the edge hair, the baby hairs, y'all call it. Not to play, the major role, but to add to the performance of the hair. I think it looks very neat. I think it looks pretty. So we're not scooping it out and, gelling it up and all that kind of business. Just a simple little swish, maybe. Keep doing it right. Reviving. Well, I'm going to try to pull apart my hair, but I think I'll save that for another video. Alright. Ooh, girl, you cute. I like the way you look. So, I think that's about it, you guys. I really enjoyed this getting ready with me. I appreciate you hearing me and listening to all the good news and all the new things that I'm getting into. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Don't be afraid to talk to me, and let me know what you're thinking about my videos and your lives and the world and all that good stuff. I'm Auntie Kathy, your favorite Auntie Kathy. You can talk to me because Auntie Kathy listens. And with that, always remember, God loves you. I love you. The world does not have to be evil. And if it is evil, you just pray and you keep your heart right. You keep your mind right. And you figure if everyone is keeping that together, then it can't be that much of a problem. So it takes a second to smile at someone to change their lives. Always remember that kindness is free and it's contagious, so give it to everybody. That's one thing you can spread. And remember that I believe that you are, magnificent, and the world is a better place because you're in it. With that, I would say peace to the next.